time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Here live, man, coming to you live to talk about wrestling last night, Saturday night. We was at SWA Wrestling, guys. SWA Wrestling. What in the world, man? Made a mistake there. SWA Wrestling in Eastonollee, Georgia, guys. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. So give me just a moment here. Definitely give me a moment here to get everything organized and get everything pretty much shared to the right pages and everything. Got a little bit behind, was talking some very interesting things with my neighbors here. So definitely let me go ahead and get everything organized here, guys, and go ahead and get started into what was going on in Eastonollee, Georgia last night. Guys, it went down. We had a great show. Man, hey, big ups to everybody out in Eastonollee, Georgia. My man Jackie Owens, my man Scott Green, and everybody else who's involved in wrestling out in Eastonollee, Georgia, man. We had a great time, and hey, it's about to go down, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the matches and how everything played out and what did I see? What did I see in Eastonollee, Georgia? I'm gonna give you rankings and I'm gonna give you my reaction as far as how everything went down, man. We had a lot of CMW and PWF guys there last night, so it was a collaboration between three different promotions, and it went down, like I said, guys. And let me go ahead and get into this thing here in just a moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. But hopefully we have people tuning in, and I know some people will tune in a little later. You're probably getting ready for these playoff football games that's coming up. So hey, get ready for that, and I hope everybody's having a great day, man. This is a Sunday. This is a Sunday afternoon, and man, we are having a great time. And Sunday afternoon is reserved for the Lord, man. But hey, everybody watch football. You know, a lot of people watch football and things like that. So definitely don't want to interfere with that. But hey, we're gonna get into this. We are going to get into this wrestling, man. SWA Wrestling from last night. Green Randall is in the building. What's up, Green Randall? I will get your comments here soon. But let me go ahead and go through this. I'm going to go through this from what went down last night, man. So at the start of the show last night in Eastonollee, Georgia, we had Scott Green promo with Bad Jack and Jack Salem. Scott Green, you know, he came out and he was talking to Bad Jack, and he was talking to Bad Jack, and he was saying, hey, between us two, you know, there's a lot of things went down, and and Chris and I, we have been a witness to that. Bad Jack and Scott Green have had a history, but these two guys have been able to work with each other in that promotion. And Scott Green was pretty much telling Bad Jack he appreciates that, and he appreciates everything that he's done for him and was done for the wrestling up at SWA. He's worked with him for the betterment of the promotion. And, you know, they called Jack Salem out, and Jack Salem come out, and Jack Salem, hey, he was pretty much dressed in street gear instead of, you know, dressed up like a wrestler or dressed up, you know, as far as a representative of the company. He came out in street gear, and, you know, they pretty much said, are you going to dress like that? And Jack pretty much hit him back and said, man, I think I look good the way I'm dressed right now. I think he had on some Jordans, and he had on this jean jacket. He had on had on some jeans and a jean jacket. He looked pretty good last night, guys. I thought he looked pretty good. So he came back with that, man. But, you know, hey, he's doing his thing, man. Gen Z, he's doing his thing. So, hey, big ups to Jack Salem. But I did like that promo between Scott Green, Bad Jack, and Jack Salem. I gave that 3.5 stars, guys. So 3.5 stars for that first promo. Man, great way to start off the night. Then Jimmy Lee segment with Scott Green. So Jimmy Lee came out, and he had his segment with Scott Green. Scott Green was already in the ring. Jimmy was accompanied by I'm just gonna call him the Masked Man, by the Masked Man and Stacy. So Stacy came out with Jimmy Lee. Jimmy thought he had it going on because Rick Page was pushing him, but Scott Green let him know what the deal was. Then Scott called out the greatest man ever. I mean, not Scott. I think it was Jimmy. Was it Jimmy who called out the greatest man ever? So they called out the greatest man ever, or maybe it was Scott Green. I'm not sure. But the greatest man ever came out. His name is Rick Page, man. Rick came out. The fans were looking like, who this guy thinks he is, man? Straight up. Apparently, he's co-commissioner with Scott Green. Now, I didn't know about that because I haven't been up there in a little while. But hey, man, I made my return, and I'm gonna try to be at every single show. My man Christopher Burton wasn't with me, so hey, I had to run that thing solo. But we had Rick Page come out, and he pretty much, him and Scott Green started talking. Bad Jack got into the ring and told Rick what the deal was. Between us, he said, you guys are co-commissioners now. He said, you're a commissioner. He told Rick Page that, hey, you're a commissioner, but this guy's a commissioner too. He was commissioner before you, and he's been out. And Rick Page, basically started going into a rant. I do have some things written down. I have some notes, but I do know some of the things he said. Rick said he was going to raise the level of SWA, and if you keep, and he told Bad Jack, if you keep Scott Green, he told him that Scott Green is going to continue to keep the company in the dirt. Rick Page basically said, hey, I come here to pretty much raise the level of SWA wrestling and not to have it be a joke on the indie scene out here in Georgia. And, Bad Jack pretty much basically said, hey, man, well, I've been, an outlaw promotion. I've been doing this thing for a while, outlaw promotion or whatever you want to call us or whatever. We've been doing our thing. And, hey, I've been around. And I remember, hey, all the packed houses and everything. And they definitely do it up there. And so Bad Jack is, he's okay with what he's had going on. But Rick Page want to take this thing to a different level. He want to do something different, and look like he's, he was power tripping last night. But hey, Scott Green put him, pretty much was putting him in his place, and Bad Jack had to put him in his place too. But I don't think we're going to hear the end. I don't think we're going to hear the end of this man, Scott Green, and what he has going on. My man, Rev Brandon, and the Todd family in the house. Rev Brandon, Todd, what's going on? Rev Brandon, Brandon Todd is in the building. Appreciate you coming in, man. All right. Okay, so after that, man, I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't even rank that segment, but that was a great segment to add on to what we had going on. I give that a double thumbs up, guys. Great way to pretty much start off the night. So all right, then we had Eric Thunder come out. Okay, so the promo wasn't done. Eric Thunder come out and he tried to sneak attack Scott, but Scott turned around and told Thunder that he didn't want to mess with him, that he is no regular commissioner. So, hey, we know Scott Green, the All-American Scott Green, has been in the ring pretty much doing this thing, and Scott Green can handle himself. So Scott Green and, Eric Thunder, he took off on Scott Green, and Scott Green pretty much was firing back. But, hey, we had somebody outside of the ring, and hey, I had respect for this dude, man. I guess I still have respect for him, but he has made a turn. He's made a turn for the worse. His name is Jody, man. Jody grabbed Scott from behind, pulled him down, and basically Eric Thunder was on top of him and just pretty much nailing him, man. So that's how that thing ended up, and we had some pull aparts there. But yeah, Eric Thunder came out on behalf of Rick Page and pretty much nailed Scott. Scott was able to get up, man. Hey, Scott is still in the fight, and I look forward to some things going down a little bit later on. Maybe Rick Page is going to have to get involved in this thing too, because Scott's going to pull him in there. Scott probably going to have to teach this dude a lesson too, straight up. All right, man. Then the next we had Logan Bloom versus Mayhem McQueen. Logan said he was afraid of little people, man. Start off the match. He told Rev Brandon he was afraid of little people. Rev Brandon told himself, man, what do you mean you're afraid of little people and everything? He said he was afraid of little people. He didn't want to be in that match. And when it boils down to it, Mayhem McQueen is bigger than Logan Paul. Logan is just longer. He's taller than Mayhem McQueen. But he said, you're short. Hey, the man's short. That's just the way it is. Mayhem McQueen stands, maybe 5'4", 5'5", at the most. But he said he was short. And Logan, instead of engaging in this match at the beginning, hey, he started out in this match. Logan Paul decided to make this thing a track meet. I mean, not Logan Paul. I mean, Logan Bloom. I'm calling him Logan Paul, guys. I don't know why in the world I got Paul in my head, but Logan Bloom decided to make this thing a track meet. And hey, I've seen Logan Bloom up at SWA Wrestling plenty times before. And Logan Bloom definitely is a very good wrestler who can handle himself. I don't know why in the world he decided to run from Mayhem McQueen. He talking about he afraid. Maybe he got a phobia or something. He said he's afraid of little people. So he decided to take off. And man, so he did some trickery, got into the ring pretty much as Mayhem McQueen was coming to him, tripping him up. And, the match was on, and it went back and forth between these two combatants. And, hey, Logan Bloom, he was able to do his thing, man. But Mayhem McQueen was able to do his thing. Mayhem McQueen pretty much exciting the crowd, doing this juking and jiving thing. He's the juke and jive king. Mayhem McQueen, that's what we call it, man, the juke and jive king. So he was doing this juke and jive thing. Hey, pretty much patting his behind, and to the delight of the crowd, everybody was cracking up on that. But these guys engaged in some real battles. Mayhem McQueen, man, hit him with a couple nice suplexes, and Logan Bloom, like I said, Logan Bloom did his thing, man. With the kicks and punches, and was able to reverse some of the things that Mayhem McQueen was doing. But man, it was a lot of tricks in this thing, like Logan pretty much trying to clothesline Mayhem McQueen. Mayhem McQueen using his trickery, his speed, his small stature, and going up under those clotheslines. But yeah, everything went pretty cool. But at the end of the match, which I think Bad Jack came out and was talking to me. Somebody was talking to me right at the end, so I did not exactly get to see the finish. But I know Logan Bloom ended up getting the win. And my man Mayhem McQueen, at the end of the match, I heard him saying to Ref Brandon, he said, "Man, you didn't see that? You didn't see that?" Even as they was coming up the steps, said, "You didn't see that?" And Ref Brandon's like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" He said, "Man, he kicked me in the cannolis, man. He kicked me in the cannolis." So I guess that's what happened, I think. But I did see Mayhem McQueen. I did see him go down in the ring, and Logan Paul got the pin. So that's what happened there. I gave that match 2.5 stars. So that was a very good match. That was a decent match to start off the night. So it got a decent rating right there. So, all right, man. So a very good match. And I think all wrestling shows should start off like that, man. It was a good match to start off the night. Next, we had Eric Thunder versus One Man Army. One Man Army, Shaka Zulu. Hey, man, Shaka Zulu, and Eric Thunder, those guys are hooked up. And, man, it was like two Mack trucks trying to take each other down, like two trees are pretty much colliding. Only difference was Eric Thunder, he's taller than a One Man Army, but I think One Man Army outweighs him probably by 20, anywhere between 20, 25 pounds. He probably outweigh him. Eric Thunder, he got a lot of mass, but One Man Army does too. So these guys went at each other, man. Eric Thunder pretty much got One Man Army down, finally got him down. He got tired of these guys. They were testing body strength, like a test of strength when two guys pretty much like they will connect with each other as far as their arms, and they would try to see who had the most strength. But not in this case. These guys were bumping each other back and forth, going to the ring ropes, and One Man Army decided to do it one time too many. Ran back to the ring ropes, and Eric Thunder was waiting for him and hit him with a boot in the midsection, got him down, and then started pretty much laying the fist to him, man. Boom, popping him in the head, and basically said to One Man Army, he said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And hey, and it went on from there. But a great matchup between these two guys. They battled back and forth. I say Eric Thunder, man, pretty much had probably 60 to 65% of this match. Eric Thunder was in control of this match, but One Man Army got his shots in. He was doing his thing. I enjoyed this match. I also give this match, guys, I gave this match 2.5 stars. So another good match. And like I said, this is the way that wrestling from back in the old school days used to start off. You had these type of matches that would build up to a great feud, and that right there can definitely do that with this match right here. Just like the Logan Bloom and Mayhem McQueen match, things are going to be different next time. So I definitely like both of these matches. Neither one of these guys in these four guys in these first two matches, neither one of these guys had had tangled with each other before, so they was unfamiliar with each other, and so they basically was just going on this one-off. It was a one-off. These guys was not familiar with each other, didn't have time to watch any tape or film on each other or whatever. They got up there because this was a collaboration, and nobody knew actually who was coming from CMW and PWF, but they came up there, and this is what went down. And man, it was two great matches to start off the night. All right, next we had my man Shaggy Stone, the Playmaker. Shaggy Stone is the SCW Junior Heavyweight Champion. He took on Teo. He was defending his title versus Teo. This was a great matchup, guys. Teo came out, and people was asking Teo, "Who are you?" Now, Shaggy Stone have been up at SWA. He has made his appearance at SWA. Shaggy Stone's made his appearance up there, and Shaggy Stone has put in work at SWA and plenty other places. A lot of people know him. Teo is pretty much new to the business, a true athlete, played with my South Carolina Gamecocks, played football with where I played, so, this guy right here is a true athlete. Teo was in the house, so, hey, maybe I'm a little biased or whatever, but, hey, I like both of these guys, man, straight up. They are both on the CMW and PWF roster, and now with SWA too. So they was up here in the house. And this match started off, man. It was a great match. Shaggy Stone pretty much took off, and he was pretty much in control of the match. But Teo was fighting back. And went back and forth. And Shaggy Stone for the first 3 minutes, Shaggy Stone pretty much was had probably 80% of this match, man. He was taking off on Teo, but like I said, Teo was fighting back. He was doing his thing, and I'm talking about there's some great exchanges in this match as far as technical wrestling, wrist locks, suplexes, and things like that. It was some great technical things in this matchup. So anybody that loved technical wrestling and pretty much anything outside of it, because it was brawling and it was technical, it was a great matchup. These guys went back and forth, and then like I said, Shaggy Stone had probably the first 3 minutes of the match, and then the next 4 minutes of the match, Teo took over, and Teo did his thing, man. Teo, people got to see who this guy was and saw how incredible of an athlete he was. They got to see that, and he had Shaggy worse for wear. Shaggy was having trouble in his match, and these guys, even when they both, man, it got to the point, like I said, for about 4 or 5 minutes, pretty much Teo took over the match, and then Shaggy made his comeback. And as he made his comeback, Teo was still fighting him back. And then both of these guys just, they fighting so hard, they hit each other with like a clothesline, a double clothesline. They both went out. I think Teo hit Shaggy with a clothesline, but he was so tired and exhausted from the action in this match that both of these guys went out, and they was laid out in that ring for like a minute and a half, and trying to get up to try to resume this match up. But they both was laid out, but they got up and they resumed it, and Shaggy started taking over, man. As far as Teo, I couldn't believe it, because Teo was in such control, just a few minutes earlier that Shaggy took over this match. He hit him with his patented scissor kick move and pretty much laid Teo down, man. And and then they went into some basically basic suplexes type moves, and basically neck twists, neck breakers that Teo was hitting my man Shaggy with. And I thought he had him, but Shaggy was able to reverse a couple of these things, man, and Shaggy ended up getting a fruit roll up on him. I ain't gonna say it's a fruit roll up, man. I love to say that, but he did. Shaggy actually rolled my man Teo up for the pin. 4 stars on this match, man. 4 stars on this match. A great matchup, and hey, we're gonna see this thing again, because both of these guys with CMW, they both with CMW and PWF. We're gonna see this again, and my man Teo is a former PWF heavyweight champion, and he will be back at SWA Wrestling. And guys, like I said, that was a great matchup between these two. I can't wait to see it again. So Shaggy Stone and Playmaker Teo, those guys, they did their thing. All right, next, man, we had Billy Starr and Big Bad Brando contract signing with Commissioner Scott Green. So Scott Green came in, Scott Green was in, and he brought both of these guys out. Talking to Billy Starr, man, the legendary Billy Starr, been in the ring all the way back 1982. I think that's when he started. Billy probably don't even remember when he started, but Billy started back in 1982. I used to watch him on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, mostly Georgia Championship Wrestling. I used to watch him in Georgia Championship Wrestling back in the day. But Billy Starr, great wrestler, still can do his thing, man, still fast and quick for his age, and I have nothing but huge respect for him. And I definitely have big respect for Big Bad Brando too. Big Bad Brando is no joke, but man, I think Big Bad Brando went ahead. He asked Billy Starr, did he want to sign a contract first. Billy Starr didn't say anything. Billy Starr was just over there looking, man. He just had that look. He was just basically looking over there at Big Bad Brando. And that's the right thing to do, because, hey, I remember back in high school, got in a fight with this big bad dude, a big dude. And, man, hey, after they broke it up, they stopped us from fighting, and they told us to sit down And because I had respect for the teacher, I went to go sit down. This guy grabbed a chair and hit me in the back and pretty much put me down for, he didn't put me down, but, he hit me in the chair with a bat, hit me in the back of the head with a chair. And everybody grabbed me and stuff like that before I could get this guy. So ever since then, I say, hey, never turn your back on anybody. And as a boxer, I should know that, protect yourself at all times. So my man, Billy White, not Billy White, I'm calling him Billy White, Billy Starr. My man, Billy Starr, pretty much, Billy Starr was checking this dude out the whole time, and he didn't sign. And so Scott took it over to Big Bad Brando, and Big Bad Brando signed, and then Billy Starr signed. And, Big Bad Brando just started talking all kind of mess, man. Just started talking all kind of stuff, man. Just, basically hollering and yelling at the people and yelling at Billy Starr and saying, "Oh man, I don't care how long you've been in this business." And he said, "I'm just gonna pretty much take you apart. I am gonna destroy you." He said, I don't respect you. You don't respect nothing or whatever." But all I know is Big Bad Brando was talking a bunch of mess, man. It was going down. What's going on, Fred Berry? What's going on, Scott Green? But I'm telling you what, guys, it was going down. Big Bad Brando was just running off at the mouth, man. Running off at the mouth. And then, he got closer and closer. And it didn't end well. Just put it that way. It didn't end well. It didn't end up pretty. And these two guys started going at each other. And wow, Big Bad Brando looked like he had Big Bad Brando. Wow, this bad thing is in my head. But Big Bad Brando, and I'm pretty much on rushing, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm rushing to try to let everybody get to these football games and everything else. And plus, I got to go pick somebody up supposedly at 3:00, but it's out to 3:00, so I'm rushing. So forgive me for that. But Big Bad Brando grabbed a hold of my man Billy Starr. Pretty much had him in like a chokehold for a minute. They was locked up, put him up in the chokehold, but it start punching him, got him down. Billy Starr went to one knee. And I can understand that. When a man bigger than you and they leaning their weight on you and everything like that, you're gonna go down. You are gonna go down. He went down, but Billy Starr got up. Man started firing back. Jawed Big Bad Brando a couple times. Got up and basically hit him with a forearm shot to the chest. Big Bad Brando go back, and it basically his momentum pretty much started taking him down a little bit. And Billy Starr, man, he came up, hit him with a few patented knee lifts, and basically after that, Scott Green and you had a couple other people came in. They broke that thing up and say, "Hey, you guys gonna do it? You're gonna do it March the 8th." What is it? Is it March the 8th? I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Scott Green, whoever. No, February. Is it February the 8th? February the 8th is the big show. You guys gonna do it at the big show? So that's when this thing is going down. I think it's February the 8th. 244 Eastonollee, Georgia. The match is going down between these two guys. So come check that thing out. But man, Billy Starr is incredible. Big Bad Brando is incredible, and I look forward to this match up, guys. All right, next, man, we had. Okay, then I think we went to intermission. Next, we had Eric Riker celebration with Dangerous Affairs. So Dangerous Affairs, he had, he brought all these guys out, and they wanted to do a celebration. And they brought out forewarned champs. That's Terrain and my girl Crystal. So Crystal and Terrain, they brought them out, and pretty much, and it was a celebration of their accomplishment of being the SWA tag team champs for 412 days. So Forewarned has been the tag team champions for 412 days. So congratulations to Rain and Crystal. These ladies, man, these young ladies have did their things. It doesn't matter who they've wrestled, but they have been able to hold on to these titles. And so big ups to them. And I look forward to working with Terrain and Crystal, rather if it's at SWA or CMW PWF show. I definitely look forward to working with these girls, man. I've been watching them for a long time, and they are incredible. Whether they singles or double, or together as a tag team. I watch these two against each other, and they can go. They can go. Two of the best that I've seen. And Crystal, still to this day, I think she's the best independent female wrestler that I've seen, straight up. So, guys, give me just a second here. I got to answer this phone. And let me answer this phone, and we get back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Let me go ahead and finish this thing up. But yeah, that was that definitely gets a double thumbs up. I give a double thumbs up to that celebration. Loved it 100%, guys. All right, next we had Dynamic Dexter versus Jack Salem. I was shocked. What's up, Jack Salem? Jack Salem is in the house. Okay, Rep Brandon said he actually beat Teo. He actually beat Teo with the scissor kick. Okay, Teo kicked out of the roll up, and then Shaggy gave him a scissor kick. Okay, so that ended up happening. I thought he beat him with the roll up, but you're right. He did kick out of that roll up, and then Shaggy got him with the scissor kick, and Teo went down and he pinned him. Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it happened. I remember now. Appreciate that. That's why I have people like you, Rev Brandon. That's why I need my partner like Christopher Burton. So just in case I get a little discombobulated. So I definitely didn't write that down, but yeah, that's exactly how it happened. All right, my man Jack Salem said February the 8th. Yes, exactly. I didn't see that, but I definitely got that, Jack. I was saying March the 8th at first there. All right, Pamela, Renee Skipper. Show was awesome. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, Pamela. Yes, it was, Pam. Definitely was a great show. All right, guys, let me go ahead and let's finish this thing up. Dynamic Dexter versus Jack Salem. Jack Salem, one of the best young Lions guys in the business. Man, love this kid. Love Dynamic Dexter. And hey, Dynamic Dexter, guys, I'm having a little trouble here with sinuses right now. But Dynamic Dexter, oh gosh, I was stunned because last time I saw Dynamic Dexter, I think, was in Ralston, Georgia, and Dynamic Dexter was still a fan favorite, guys. I'm used to him being a fan favorite. And in this match, he was not a fan favorite. And people didn't go crazy when Dynamic Dexter came out like they usually do. You know, the fans up at Eastonollee, Georgia, usually go crazy when Dynamic Dexter comes out. And I think he used to come out with My Little Pony. Didn't come out with My Little Pony in this, and he wasn't a little pony in this matchup. He pretty much went at Jack Salem hard, and this match was just crazy. It was crazy. And Dynamic Dexter, he was a heel, and all I can really say is, hey, he ended up defeating my man Jack Salem, but Jack was able to get his stuff in. Jack's an incredible wrestler. I thought Jack would actually win the match, but Dynamic Dexter did his thing, man, and he put it down. And he stopped my man Jack Salem. I give it 3.5 stars. I give it 3.5 stars. So a 3.5 star match between Dynamic Dexter and Jack Salem. It was incredible, guys. I just could not believe it. The speed that Dynamic Dexter in this stage of his career, the speed that he continues to have is on point, man. It is on another level. And Jack Salem, like I said, young man who continues to do it. Continue what you're doing, Jack Salem, and man, you're going to fill that body out and even get stronger. Man, I appreciate you 100%, but I appreciate everything that Dynamic Dexter does in that ring too, even though he's on the heel side now, man. And a lot of fans don't like him anymore. So it is what it is. Next we have Connor Drake and Colin Casanova. Like I said, look, man, my nose. Okay, Connor Drake and Colin Drake. I usually just call him Casanova. Connor Drake. God almighty, let me slow this thing down, man. Connor Drake and Colin Casanova. My man, Lil M, Connor Drake, and Casanova took on Dangerous Affairs, Alex Keitel and Cody McCulley. Okay, Cody McCulley and Alex Keitel took on Connor Drake and Colin Casanova. Oh, God, Casanova. God almighty, man, what in the world am I doing? Let me just, because I'm used to just calling them Lil M and Casanova. So I'm trying to call Colin by his name, Colin Casanova. That's just a little, but yeah, Colin Casanova and Connor Drake took on Alex Keitel and Cody McCulley. This right here, pretty good matchup, man. Very good matchup when it boils down to it. But I got to give it to Alex Keitel and Cody McCulley. These guys pretty much definitely been in the business a lot longer than Connor Drake and Colin Casanova. Colin and Connor, these guys are new to the business. They are rookies, and it showed. Alex Keitel and Cody McCulley, their teamwork was outstanding. These guys was brutal in the ring. I know Alex I think I've seen Cody maybe one time before, but I've seen Alex a few different times. Alex is a tough man. Alex definitely was laying in some punches that didn't make no kind of sense when it boils down to it. But he pretty much put a stop to the young man who was using their speed. They definitely was using their speed to get certain advantages in the matches, in the match. But with Alex and Cody, their teamwork, the way these guys threw clotheslines and the way they threw their punches, pretty much slowed these guys down, man. And those guys ended up getting the win. Alex and Cody got the win. Alex Cattell and Cody McCulley got the win. I gave the match 3 stars, but Connor Drake and Colin Casanova, they definitely showed up, and those guys showed out. And I know the crowd out in Eastonollee, Georgia, will want to see these guys again, man. So that was an incredible matchup too. I gave that 3 stars. Let me get some of these comments here. My man Jack Salem says, speaking of my match, Max Savage, I'm coming for you and your championship. Yes, my man Jack Salem. Hey, I had the title. Well, actually, I ended up getting the title at the beginning of the show. Somehow that title ended up at the show. Jack Salem had the title, and he talked about the title, and he gave a shout out. He gave a shout out to Max Savage. He recognized you as the champ, but Jack Salem said he's coming for that championship, and that's the championship that he wants. So hey, Max Savage, look out. I think you two are pretty much going to match up very well, and I hope this feud goes on. I hope it's a rivalry that goes on for a little while, because y'all both are incredible athletes, and we talked about that last night on the way back. Me, John, and Octavius, we all talked about that. We are intrigued with that matchup, and I'm glad that happened. Jack Salem saw that title, and Jack Salem say, "Hey, I want that title." So Max, you got a challenge. You got a serious challenge coming for you, and I know you already know Jack Salem. This thing is going to be great. Can't wait to see that. Pam said Jack won. Let me see. You know what? I did not even write that down. Jack did win that match. I did not write that down. Sorry about that. But Jack did win that match. 3.5 stars. Sorry about that. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Russian. All right, Jack said, I won the match with my DDT. Yes, you did, Jack. I'm sorry, man. I am so sorry. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, you did win with that DDT. And for some reason, maybe, I don't know, because I kept having people, I had a few people talking to me during the show, asking me about our guys being there on 8th and things like that. So that might have been it, to where I missed that part. But yeah, you did win that match, but I did not write that one down. And that's probably when I didn't get to write that down. So sorry about that, Jack. All right. But see, that's one thing. When me and Chris both there, one of us could be always on the match, and one of us is talking to somebody else. And I was talking back and forth with camera people. I had John coming over to talking to me, and I had Jack talking to me. I had different people talking to me. So I probably missed that part, but I do remember the ending of the match. Thanks for saying that, Jack. Appreciate it. All right. So 3 stars for the matchup between Connor Drake and Colin Casanova versus Dangerous Affairs. Alex Cattell and Cody McCulley got 3 stars. Next, we had the 3-way matchup, man. We had Cat Daddy versus Big Bad Brando, accompanied by Brett Hudson. His man, Jack Knife, was not there. Big Bad Brando is the 24/7 champ. Let's see. So, and Big Bad Brando's, I think their faction is called Cutthroat. With Brent Hudson and Jack Knife, but those guys wasn't there. So Cutthroat, the whole group wasn't there, but you did have Big Bad Brando and Brent Hudson there. Jack Knife wasn't there. So we had Cat Daddy come out. We had Cat Daddy, Eric Riker in the ring with Big Bad Brando for the 3-way. And man, Cat Daddy come out, they calling him Big Pimpin'. Hey, I pretty much got into that thing too. So Big Pimpin', Cat Daddy came out with his purple and black, man. Purple Rain, Mr. Purple Rain came out. And Eric Riker and Cat Daddy decided to team up in this match and pretty much take out the big man, Big Bad Brando. But Big Bad Brando pretty much was able to fight back. Eric Riker and Cat Daddy, these two, neither one of them wanted the other to pin Big Bad Brando, because, hey, it was every man for himself. These guys wanted to win too. So you had some tension between these two. They kept pulling each other off of Big Bad Brando. And then Big Bad Brando turned everything around on them. And, this thing went back and forth. I think, Big Bad Brando was able to win this matchup. But then after this match, I do think Big Bad Brando won this match. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because for some reason I didn't write this down too. I think this is another one where I didn't get to write it down because I was going back and forth with maybe camera people or something like that with my man that was recording it. John was recording it, but I remember Big Bad Brando because he did hit Cat Daddy with a splash, and I think that was the finish there. He did. I think he got Eric Riker with a splash too, but he had like 2 or 3 big splashes there. But everybody started coming out, man. Something happened between Jimmy, I think Jimmy Lee and Eric Riker. They got into it, and hey, it was some issues between me and Eric Riker in the back too, guys. And if you've been following it, hey, it's been some issues between me and Eric Riker, but we was able to pretty much stay away from each other. We had one little confrontation, but hey, I'm pretty sure that thing's going to continue, and hey, it's going to come to a head. But we had Jimmy Lee, and we had Eric Riker. Those guys went at each other pretty much at the end of the show. It was a fight out there after this 3-way matchup, and so we had a lot of people come out. We had One Man Army come out. We had Scott Green come out. Man, we had Mayhem McQueen come out. It was so many different people coming out. I think Jack came out there too. I think you came out there, Jack. But we had so many people come out that was trying. So many wrestlers coming out that was trying to hold everybody back, trying to stop Jimmy Lee. But Jimmy was pretty much obsessed, and Jimmy kept on saying, he just kept on calling out Eric Riker. Come on, Riker. Come on, Riker. He was like a man possessed. And I mean, he was really wanting to get at him. So I really think this right here, this is a build up. Jimmy Lee, this thing has built up in this, built up in the system, and he's had enough. He's had enough, man. He's had it up to here. So Jimmy Lee is ready for Eric Riker. So these guys are ready to settle their differences, and I can't wait to see that. I didn't even know what was going on, guys. I didn't even know what was going on. But great night of wrestling, SWA Wrestling, and down in Eastonollee, Georgia, guys. I give it 4 stars, and I can't wait to see this thing again. Let me see if I can get some comments here, guys. All right, Scott Green. Hey, brother, I see my man Frederick Berry was in here. I see my man Jordan Payne was in here. But appreciate everybody coming on, checking out this review of SWA Wrestling. And guys, I am pretty much going to end this pretty much end the show right here, and I will talk to you later. The 8th, Christopher Burton to be along with me, and guys, we will have another great review of this show, and we'll talk about this show. We'll come down and we'll do commentary together. I did a little bit of commentary there myself last night, but together we'll be doing our thing because that's what we do, and I most definitely want to have him on this show with me so we can have everything lined up and right, hey. But man, I appreciate the hospitality of everybody down in Eastonollee, Georgia, and I appreciate CMW and PWF coming in and joining in the fray. And we had a great night. Stay straight up. Peace.